Join me in Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sister. All right, we're here, a regular session on February 15th. And Commissioners, we have in front of us our, oh, we have a presentation. Nope, I guess that's Alan, and he's not here yet, so we're going to push that off further. But we do have our consent agenda in front of us. If there's anything you guys would like to discuss further or potentially table at this point. Otherwise, I'll take a motion to accept the consent agenda as written.
So moved.
Second?
Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes. All right, moving over to page 3, the non-consent agenda. We have a resolution 24-17 to pay our bills in the amount of $2,236,791.71. Can I get a motion to approve paying our bills?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes. Good morning. Carl, how are you? Item 2.
Item 2 is a recommendation of Heath Wilson, engineer, and with my concurrence, to execute a performance bond as surety for installation of water management and sediment control to serve the following subdivision within Union Township pursuant to Article 8, Section 801B of the Clermont County Subdivision Regulations. Terrace Ridge Subdivision, Section 6, for $92,000.
Very good. Can we get a motion to execute a performance bond as surety for installation of water management and sediment controls as referenced in the table in item 2?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Carl. That was quick and easy.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Lyle.
Good morning.
Item,
Lyle Bloom, Director with the Water Resources Department. Item 3 is a recommendation to authorize David H. Ubel, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute change order number 1 to the contract with Fields Excavating out of Kitts Hill, Ohio. This was previously ratified by the board on May 4th, 2016, and relative to the Miamiville Sewer Extension Project located in Miami Township. This represents an increase in the amount of $15,861.94 for a total adjusted contract price to date of $757,558.94 for additions, deletions, and/or modifications thereto, as defined therein and contingent upon the release of the purchase order. This is for additional clearing, tree removal and clearing as part of the project, some differing site conditions that were encountered. We enlarged a couple manholes as part of the project as well. And then Cincinnati Bell had some utility poles that were in the way, and they had to temporarily relocate those and hold those. So those costs are reflected in this change order. And then, as you may recall, this project was done at the request of Miami Township. So they are paying for the majority of the cost of this change order, as well as the project. So their portion of the change order is $10,511.94. And then the $5,350 is attributed to the oversizing costs as part of the change order as well, and that would be paid by the Water Resources Department.
okay. Well, I guess in the Water Resource Department, change orders are pretty commonplace because you never know when you get into a project what's going to happen. I know Commissioner Painter remembers that as well with all the projects he's done, but it's probably 50% of the time you have a change order.
Yeah, anytime you're digging, sometimes you just don't know what you're going to encounter, and things change on the job.
The one thing that I always ask on that is when it's an encumbrance that you can't uncover, obviously, on a walk down, then change order's pretty,
Common.
yeah, it's pretty commonplace. When there are things that are above ground, though, that usually on a good walk down that a bidder can see, in these particular cases, was that something that he couldn't see on the initial walk down, or that he couldn't have taken into his bid
I
consideration?
believe the trees were not shown on the drawings correctly, and even though they were in the field, they weren't on the drawings.
Okay.
And that's why why they were not marked as being removed on the drawings.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Good question. It's like a jury trial. All right, can we get a motion for item 3 to execute changes, or change order number 1 with Fields Excavating, Inc., as referenced in item 3?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes.
That's substantially completed then?
It is, we still have to do testing. The sewer is all installed. They have to do the final testing and then restoration this spring. So the pavement's really rough out there, but they will be milling and repaving the majority, pretty much the whole project area out.
Okay.
And then once the testing's done, we'll send notices out to all the property owners to let them know that it's available for connection.
Okay.
Thanks, Lyle.
So no one's connected yet?
No one is.
Okay.
Brandon, good morning.
Morning, Brandon Hepner, Director of ISD. It's my recommendation, with the concurrence of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to adopt Resolution 2517, resolving to find that computer equipment listed in Exhibit A attached thereto and made part thereof is no longer necessary for the use of Clermont County, and therefore determines that it should be donated to Gallia County Sheriff's Office, a political subdivision of the state of Ohio, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 307.12D of the Ohio Revised Code and subsequent thereto, to authorize ISD to delete the items from their inventory and transfer the referenced items accordingly, thereby becoming the responsibility of the receiving agency. We have 9 Panasonic Tough Books, the CF31s, that we pulled from our sheriff's cars, and then we're going to donate to their sheriff's office as they don't have that technology.
How did we find Gallia County? That's a ways away.
The sheriff attended one of his training seminars up in Columbus, and
Yep. Said he
met
had
with him,
some.
and yeah,
Okay, good,
and they discussed it. So
good. Thank you.
Okay, can we get a motion to adopt Resolution 25-17 as referenced in item 4?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes. Thanks, Brian. Morning, Judy.
Good morning. Judy Eshman, Job and Family Services. Item number 5 is a recommendation of Stephen H. Raybold, County Administrator, to approve my request as Director of Job and Family Services to an advance an amount up to $750,000 from the first half of 2016 real property taxes in special revenue funds for the Children's Services Fund to be distributed accordingly upon the availability thereof in order to meet the current operating expenses relative to the continuing care of children in their custody. Most of our funding in Children's Services is done on a reimbursement basis. Federal 4E reimburses us at 62.32%. So in order to provide services to kids, for the most part, we're talking about out-of-home placements, foster care payments that we need to make each month, residential treatment payments. We have to pay those up front and then request the reimbursement. So last year, we found that having continuous income and being able to divide up the levy payment helped us to have a cash flow to be able to do that, to be able to make payments timely and then get our reimbursements so that we'd have additional dollars to then do the same thing.
Good. Very good. Well, can we get a motion to approve the advancement of up to $750,000 from the first half of 2016 real property taxes and special revenue funds for the Children's Service Fund to be distributed accordingly upon the availability thereof, as referenced in item 5?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judy. Sorry to have you come in for just one item there.
That is an anomaly in itself right there. You usually have many items.
Well, she's in the consent agenda, so.
Morning.
Morning, Suki.
Item 6 is our one supplemental appropriation for this week. It is in the Community Development Block Grant Fund, $75,750. This is a fund that is the old CDBG fund before it went to the federal level. This was the state money passed through. This is actually cash that's sitting in that fund, and it just wasn't appropriated this year. They're going to appropriate it in order to either return it or to clean out that fund. So hopefully that fund will be gone by the end of this year.
Okay, can we get a motion to approve the supplemental appropriations as referenced in item 6?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes, thanks, Suki. Morning, Bob.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Bob Sander, Human Resources. Item 7 is a motion with the concurrence of Thomas Heigl, Assistant County Administrator, to authorize the preparation and processing of record-only personnel actions for all eligible employees under the jurisdiction of the Board of County Commissioners to reflect the salary wage increases based on merit performance evaluations and calculations as prepared for the evaluation period 1/1/16 through 12/31/16, and further to direct all departments under the jurisdiction of the board to prepare the munis entries accordingly in and as it relates thereto, with the respective increases as outlined in the matrices attached thereto and made a part thereof, to be effective 12/19/16. Commissioners, this will bring to a close the appropriations that you made for 2017 of a 2.65% increase for employees based on their merit for performance year 2016.
So based on merit, Bob, for those that don't understand that, it's a 2.6 total increase in payroll costs, but it's a line based on merit. Some may get increases and some may not.
Right, the increases fluctuated from the low 2% to mid 3% based on the merits. Each individual department was allocated 2.65% of their salaries, and they broke them up into pools of people that, employees that do like similar work, and then they receive a prorated amount.
Actually appropriated per department, per salary outlay as a percentage, and then applied on a bell curve? Is that kind of how that fits?
It's not a forced bell
Bell curve, right.
It's based on evaluations and matrices that we've developed to show the department heads what a satisfactory performer is and what an outstanding performer is,
Okay.
and giving examples of each.
Okay. We get a motion then to authorize the preparation and processing of record-only personal actions and further direct all departments under the Board of County Commissioners to prepare the munis entries accordingly, as referenced in item 7.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes. Thanks,
Thank
Bob.
you.
Item 8 is a recommendation of Ernie Ramos, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, to execute the settlement agreement and release of all claims with Kindle Kidd, care of Mark DeColvey, Attorney at Law, Cincinnati, Ohio, for the provision of full settlement of a claim resulting during the period of November 20th, 2015 to November 23rd, 2015, as outlined therein, in the amount of $8,500 pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth therein.
We get a motion to execute the settlement agreement and release of all claims with Kindle Kidd, as referenced in item 8.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes. And there is no need for executive session today, so anything else we'd like to add?
No, sir.
Nothing else. So let's take a recess as we prepare the minutes. We are back from a quick recess as the minutes were prepared. Also, let the record show that the presentation for the Cincinnati Eastern bypass, because of extenuating circumstances, will be put off to a later date, and we'll let you know about that. So we do have the minutes from today's session of February 15th in front of us. And as either one of you gentlemen are ready, we can entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes. Anything else? I guess not. So we'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved?
Second.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Hubel?
Yes, thank you for coming.